So I had so much motivation Sunday when I bought that big old bag of beets, 25 pounds of beets, and today not so much. So I think if I attack this canning project throughout the day, it won't feel so overwhelming. So I'm gonna bring you guys with today, and we are gonna can up some pickled beets. So we went to the farmer's market last weekend and bought some of the produce items like sweet corn, jalapenos, and now these beets for things that we're just, well, I don't know for sure that I'm not gonna get a big beet harvest because I am trying for a fall crop, but so far, no luck. So rather than chance it, we go through a lot of pickled beets here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get what I can get from our local farmers and can these up. And if we have extra, then we'll just store those for roasting and fresh eating. But what I started to say is if you are in Southeast Michigan and you're looking for a great farmer's market, really it's worth the travel regardless of where you are, in lower Michigan anyway. It's called Blocks. It's just next to, just south of, I guess, the Detroit Metro Airport. And high quality produce, super nice folks that run that farm, and they partner with other farms to get vegetables in. But the first thing that I need to do is just give these a fresh washing. And some beautiful beets. Whew. All right, that is the last of them. They are all washed. I need to attend to a meeting and then I'll be back and we will start the boiling process. Okay, I'm back and I'm going to get started on boiling them, but I wanted to give you an idea of how I'm trying to do large boils when I have some beets that are not all exactly the same size. So in the bottom of my pot, I put these monsters. I have probably 4 of those. So I put them at the bottom, and then I'm starting with the next size up, which is the majority of them. Just nice big beets. But then at the top, I will put these slightly smaller ones, since they will come to tenderness at different stages. So that's the plan anyway. I don't think I can fit them all in my pot, but I might have to get 2 pots going. We're gonna try something new. I'm gonna show you a new tool that we got for canning this year. I haven't used it yet just because it's been so hot, but I think today is a perfect day to try it out. So let me get this filled up with water, and then we're gonna go outside. Okay, so way back when we used to watch, we still do, Guildbrook Farm, and she had this awesome tool she used outside. And for years we've said, oh, we need to get one of those. We need to get one of those. Well, this year, with the amount of canning I'm doing, we finally did it, and I've yet to use it. So let me show you what it is. It's called Camp Chef. And I think it's just an outdoor cooker, I guess, that you would use for just about anything. But she used it for outdoor canning. Is this hooked? So Todd is in the house. I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do this. Oh, here he came.
You need help?
I was like, I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to do it. Yeah, please. So tell him all about it.
Tell him all about it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know what there is to tell other than
Well, that's a cool doohickey that it blocks
this is just
the
like
wind.
the wind guard thing. We wanted one of these for quite a while, and I'm not even
sorry.
in frame.
There you go.
For quite a while, and we saw them. They were on sale at Cabela's or something like that for like $79 or something. So I went out and snagged it. It's supposed to have a pretty high BTU power, so I think it might heat things up much faster than the indoor stove,
Okay.
as long as the wind isn't an issue. But you basically just turn on the gas down here, and then
Oh, so it doesn't have an igniter itself.
Right.
Okay.
you're supposed to do this.
All right. So I'm going to go grab my pots. I'll have Todd help me, and then we'll set them out here to boil. So Todd did something else at the end, like he turned these little knobs down that gave it like a really hard high flame. So they're like blue looking now, not orange. But these, I will start checking them after 25 minutes. The larger beets might need to go all the way up to 45 minutes. So I'll start checking them just for knife tenderness. And as they're done, I'll be pulling them off. It should be easy the way that I layered them. But yeah, I'm excited. I might even try canning out here today if the rain holds off. Woo, that happened fast. We are boiling now. So I'm just gonna leave this knife here and I'll check it, like I said, after about 20 minutes. That didn't take long at all. One thing that I didn't say, that I made a mistake the first time I canned beets, and I cut the roots off and the stem tops off, and you're not supposed to do that. Because see how the water is already so red? They'll bleed even more, and you're just losing all that yumminess out of your beets. So we want to keep as much as we can in the beet. We are now ready for the next step. I let them sit for probably an hour after they came out just so that they could cool to touch. So I'm just gonna take the root end and the stem end off. All I'm gonna do is, I'll show you what size. We like them anyway. Just like forkable sizes. That's how I would say it. I'm sitting here thinking, while I'm doing this, that I'm wondering if I want to, I'm going to research it when I get done. So if you guys know, leave it in the comments below. But I'm wondering and thinking with the scrap to make beetroot powder. But should I use the peels is what I'm thinking for beetroot powder, or just the stem ends and the tops cleaned up a little bit? So I'm going to research that when I'm done. And what I would use it for, honestly, is probably not so much for smoothies and cooking and things like that, while we might use some of it. But I make homemade cosmetics sometimes, and I think it would be great. I've used hibiscus leaves before, but I think beetroot powder is more original to what they would have used in the past for coloring. Oh, and another tip, if you aren't going or you have plans to go somewhere that you don't want your hands stained, this will stain your hands, so wear gloves. I don't really care. I don't go anywhere. Okay guys, I have, finished chopping all the beets. I picked at this throughout the day. I'm not ready to make the brine yet because Todd's got to run to Walmart and grab me some more sugar because I used all my sugar for the cowboy candy. So in the bottom of each of my quart jars, that's what I'm doing because we love pickled beets so much. We open a quart at a time. I'm adding just a few onions, not a lot. And I guess it doesn't really matter what type of onions you use. And then I'm gonna put in my beets. And when Todd gets home, we will make the brine. I'll tell you, oh, the sun really popped out. I will tell you I'm doing the brine 2 ways. I'm going to make it normal, meaning not spiced, for about half of them. And the other half will be adding the spices into the brine. So I made a mistake last year when I made my pickled beets, and it was way too spicy. So I just don't want to do that again. And I tasted some of these beets, and honestly, they're the best flavored natural beet I've ever tried. So I'm really excited to just eat them as natural as possible. So my hands are washed. People always get picky at me about that stuff. It's my kitchen, we eat our food. So I'm gonna put these in. We're gonna leave probably the full inch headspace and just cover with liquid.
I'm gonna go to the store.
Okay, thank you. I'm not gonna like pack them because I want to be gentle on the beets and not mush them. I'm hoping for 12 quarts. We'll see what I get. And that would be about right. We probably, because we usually eat, how we eat beets is it's always a side dish with our dinners where appropriate. Just pickled beets. And I would say a quart a month is what Todd and I go through. Todd's home with my sugar. So I am going to get started on this brine, which is super simple. It's really just a standard brine that you would use for pickling. Nothing special about it at all, other than if you want to spice it and add your spices to it. So it's just equal parts measurements of sugar, vinegar, and water. So we're gonna measure out 4. So that'd be 8 cups. Yeah. We're going to measure out 4 cups of each. Can't find pickling salt anywhere, so I will be using kosher salt, which is an acceptable replacement. Let me grab some water. I'll be right back. We can get that going. And this is all I'm going to use. I need to add 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. And we'll get this cooked down until the sugar is nice and melted. And once that's all incorporated, we will add it to half of the jars. And then I'll come back and show you guys how what spices I'm using to spice it. Okay, it is all blended together, happy. Now we're going to fill our jars up to 1/2 inch of headspace. No spice in this batch. Todd's looking over my shoulder.
They look really pretty.
Yep. Okay, well that actually used up almost all of my brine, so I need to make up another batch, which is just fine because I'm gonna season the next batch anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down these rims with some vinegar first and get them set in the canner, and then I'll be right back to show you how I'm spicing the next brine. You guys, we're about to have to start a campaign for a new camera on this channel. Ugh, camera shut off again. So, what I was showing you, let me get it out of the pantry. In my little tea bag that's hanging in the pot right now is 1 cinnamon stick and maybe 8 allspice berries. And I was telling you that you can use clove too. I just don't have any whole cloves, which I'm fine with. It'll be fine without it. So I am now bringing this back up to boil to, oh, I forgot to add more salt. That would have been bad. Okay. Let everything, you know, dissolve and do its thing. And then we will bottle up the last 6 jars. I've got this canner heating up. Okay, we are ready to go. Okay guys, we are back out at the outdoor kitchen. I have an outdoor kitchen, who would have thought? But I got 3 things to share with you here at the end. 1, I had about a jar's worth of brine left. I'm just gonna can it with it. And if I need brine for something, I've got it. 2, what do you guys recommend I do with all these beet scraps? Maybe you've got other ideas. And I'd like validation I can make it into beet powder. Maybe I shouldn't use parts than other parts. I'm gonna do my own research, but if you've already got experience, let me know. 3, have you ever tried cooking your pickled beets like this, but roasting them? I did that last year with my pickled Brussels sprouts, and it was amazing. I'm just wondering, do these turn like to mush? Because the pickled Brussels sprouts really hold their crunch and texture. And I would be afraid that these would get too soft. But if you've done that, let me know. So thanks guys for watching. I'm sure I'm gonna end the video with me pulling these in or something like that. But I'm so happy. One more thing is off that checklist. Talk to you guys later. Where's my lids?